but because physically I can't keep up, it accelerates in the quick moments of the game. Ideally, you'd want the entire game to play out slowly for you so you can completely understand not only what's happening right now, but what's probably going to happen next. But it's much more average and common that the game's just going to move at a steady, understandable pace without going slowly and boringly. That just means that you'll see the game as it's happening. It'll be happening at like 1x speed, and that's good enough for you to understand what's happening and have a decent idea of what's probably going to happen next. If in your mind the game is moving at 1.25 speed or faster, then that means you don't have a grasp of strategy and an understanding of the game yet to be able to have that 1x speed. Because the more you understand the game, the more you understand strategy, the more you understand player psychology, the slower the game becomes, and that gives you more time to understand and prepare and to exploit mistakes. So if you find yourself in that position where the game is moving so fast and you're so confused and you feel like you can't keep up from a mental standpoint because everything's just so fast and chaotic out here in your mind, that's okay. It happens to most new, younger players. It's just a matter of getting experience and dealing with that experience in real time, and then afterwards reflecting on what happened in the game. Hopefully you have game tape of what happened. Go back, study that game tape, see what happened, see how and why it happened. The more you do that, the more understanding you have, and just naturally, the slower the game becomes in your mind. That's also another reason why it's important to watch as much basketball as possible. Not just your own game tapes, but like the NBA and college organized basketball, where you're watching really skilled, experienced players, and so you can watch them, understand what they're doing, how and why they're doing it, what mistakes they're making, how and why they're making those mistakes, just to give yourself a better understanding of the game in general. The better you understand, the slower the game will become in your mind. But it's a matter of understanding and studying, and that takes experience and time. Rounding this out with how to evaluate yourself psychologically, which is my favorite aspect to focus on, because psychological basketball is something that very few players ever consider, and the fewer players that consider it means those players don't have the knowledge and weapons that you do if you do focus on the psychological end of basketball. And really, when we're talking about evaluating yourself psychologically, I think it really just comes down to, are you having fun and enjoying yourself, or are you frustrated? There are all kinds of roads we could go down psychologically as players trying to evaluate ourselves, but to me, the biggest overall bottom line aspect psychological evaluation is, are you having fun? Because that's the definition of recreational basketball. It's to have fun. Now, if you're talking about being an organized player and you have real goals of trying to get a scholarship to college or go professional, that's different. But we're talking about out here recreationally, it's all about having fun. That's the bottom line. Now, you could say this channel is supposed to be about trying to be the very best basketball player you can be, but why? Why are you trying to be that best version of yourself? Because being the best basketball player you possibly can be is fun. So, are you having fun out here psychologically? How are you playing? And this, it stems from the physical and mental aspect of evaluating yourself. Because if you're struggling physically and or mentally, then you're probably not going to be having fun.